Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Emily Bruce. I'm the minister here at First Parish Church in Kingston, and on this beautiful, sort of sunny day, I'm delighted to welcome you all to our worship. As Unitarian Universalists, we are a people of diverse beliefs, but we share a common faith. A faith that every single person is worthy of love. A faith that what we do in and for our world today is what really matters. And a faith that we are connected to each other and to our earth home by an interdependent web. So whoever you are, whomever you love, and however you make meaning out of this world around us, you are welcome with us here this morning. This morning's service, I have to admit, is one of my favorites. I know I say that a lot, but this time I mean it. This is one of my favorites of the year because we are setting aside time in worship to welcome our newest members into the congregation, and we are also taking a minute to honor all of you beautiful people who make up this beloved community. And we are also dedicating 3 children in our congregation this morning. So how wonderful is that, right? Yay. It's an exciting day all around, and I'm so glad that you're all here for it. So, we will begin our service as we always do by taking a moment to ground and center ourselves. So first, I invite you to silence your cell phone if you have not already, and then get comfortable in your seat. If you'd like, you may close your eyes, and join me in taking a deep breath in and out. Let's do that again. In and out. Feel your back against the pew. Release any tension you might feel in your forehead or your neck or your jaw. Let your hands rest wherever they feel comfortable, and feel your feet on the floor, and let yourself relax. Let this be a place of peace, a place of fellowship, and a place of love for the next hour as we worship together. One more deep breath in and out. And may our worship begin. We will begin, as we do always, by lighting our chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. Is there a volunteer who would like to come light the chalice while our worship associate shares some words? Yes? Come on forward.
My name is Mackenzie Nelson, and I will be your worship associate today. Let's see if I can get words out this morning. This morning, we light our chalice with these words, entitled Welcome Home by Rachel Rott. Welcome, you questioners, seekers of truth with a capital T, pilgrims longing for sanctuary, travelers needing harbor from the storm. Welcome those who are holding on by a thread, determined breakers of chains of loneliness and isolation. You pushed through your fear because something told you that you deserved to belong. Welcome to those who braid ropes again and again. You've been there for our siblings who are just holding on. You gave them a hand into community and told them they could rest here. Welcome, you who seek spiritual and religious community for your children and grandchildren. You entrust your young people here, and we, as the community, commit to nurture and respect them. Welcome, children and youth. You give us the gift of your wisdom, your joy, your curiosity, and your trust, that we will hold all of it safe. There is, in this place, possibility. Welcome home. Come, let us worship together. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, Here We Have Gathered, which is 360 in the gray hymnal.
Side by side.
At this time, I would like to invite the families participating in our child dedication to come forward. A child dedication ceremony is a joyous occasion, an opportunity to recognize and officially welcome these children into our faith community. This is a ceremony to recognize the power of love, a ceremony to recognize that no child is brought up alone, and a celebration to let these beautiful souls know that they are welcomed, supported, and cherished. So welcome all here today to this circle of love as we dedicate ourselves and each other to the care and tending of these beloved children, Ansel Nelson, Emery Lynch, and Madison Lynch. As we do this, we recognize all of you who have gathered here in witness and those who are away from us in distance and time. We also honor the ancestors who have left this world but have not left our hearts, and we welcome their spirits here in our midst.
In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, a dedication is not just a blessing from the church to the child. It's about all of us together acknowledging how community can make it such a difference in a life. It reminds us what we can be to one another, a safe haven, a well of support and friendship. And when we dedicate ourselves as a church community to the ongoing spiritual growth of the children and youth before us, it is one of the greatest acts of multi-generational community there is. So, before Reverend Emily blesses each child in turn, we will ask all of you here today to pledge yourselves to the care of these children. First, to the parents up here today, Mackenzie, Kaylin, Laura, and Stephen, these children are a symbol of hope and joy and love. Will you dedicate yourselves in the care and raising of your children, knowing this is lifelong work you will be involved in? Will you promise to offer your child your honesty, your enthusiasm for the path they choose, and your guidance as they grow in this world? If so, please answer, we will. Adults of First Parish, in welcoming and dedicating these children, you acknowledge your role as guides and teachers. Will you pledge yourself to the well-being of these children? Will you promise to care for them? Will you help their families raise them to love justice and live with compassion? Will you work? Sorry. Don't jump the gun, you're jumping the gun. I had to turn the page. Will you work for a peaceful, just, and sustainable world that they might grow to the fullness of their potential? Will you enthusiastically welcome them as unique and precious individuals that they might know this congregation as a place where they are accepted, known, encouraged, and loved? If so, please answer, we will. Okay. Any children and youth of First Parish who are here this morning, in welcoming and dedicating these children and you acknowledge your role as peers and friends. Will you grow with them and play with them? Will you be a good friend to them? If so, please answer, we will.
So I have here from Water Communion. This is the water we use to dedicate our children. Can you hold the flowers? Hold, oops. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Hi. Emery? Great, thank you. Just checking. Emery. This is a flower that's made from the earth. and through it may you know beauty. And with this water, I'm going to touch you, okay? Just a minute. I'm going to bless your forehead so that you may think with compassion. I'm going to bless your mouth so that you will speak the truth. And I want to bless your hands so that you may act in service to our world. And that's for you. You're welcome. Madison? Hi. So this is a flower that's made from the earth, and through it may you know beauty. And with this water, I'm going to touch your forehead. I'm going to bless your forehead so that you may think with compassion. I'm going to bless your mouth so that you will speak the truth. And I will bless your hands so that you may act in service to our world. That's for you. You're welcome. Ansel. Don't eat the flower, okay? This is a flower made from the earth. Through it may you know beauty. And with this water, I bless your forehead so that you may think with compassion. I bless your mouth so that you may speak the truth, my dear. It's all right. You're already honest. It's okay. And I bless your hand so that you may act in service to our world. And I'm going to give that to Kaylin. Congratulations. Let us all have a round of applause for our children. Will you all now join me in a brief prayer? Spirit of life, God of many names and one abundant and transforming love, may your continual blessing be upon these children throughout all their days. We ask for them that their lives may be lighted with truth, that they always feel the love that surrounds them, and that humanity be blessed by their presence. May we all be reminded in ways big and small that we always need each other and that we are never alone. May it be so, and amen.
On behalf of First Parish and all those gathered here today, I'm honored to present each of you with a chalice and candle to honor the divine light within each of you. At this time, I would like to invite any of the children here today who are going to be joining me across the street to head to the back of the sanctuary where we'll gather and head across the street. And please, yes.
Street by singing
Go
number.
now in peace.
Go now in peace. Thank you. Thank you. I wrote it down. That's why I didn't have it. Thank you. Will you now join me in prayer? Creative Spirit of the universe, holy love that holds us all, meet us in our hearts this morning. Whether we carry joy, sadness, anxiety, or all of the above, help us to know that we are not alone in our feelings, that we are met and held by every other heart beating in this room. Today, our world sees turmoil in every direction. As countries wage war, as innocent people are suffering, as our own nation is divided and fractured by the struggle with so much injustice, both here and abroad, let us not abandon each other to despair. Let us hold the center however we can, reminding us that fear is not insurmountable, that love has greater power, and that we can bring more love into the world in the face of hate, in the face of prejudice, in the face of all that seeks to tell us there is no hope. Together, we can pray for peace, Together, we can pray for justice. Together, we can pray for an end to suffering. As the natural world around us blooms into spring, let the new leaves and budding flowers remind us that life offers us new chances each and every day. Let the birdsong remind us of the power we have to use our voices for good. Let the fresh air remind us to take deep breaths, filling our lungs with life-giving oxygen as we seek to fill our hearts with hope for the world that can be. May the rivers of anger and fear that are coursing through our world slow to a trickle. May the hearts that have been hardened by warmongering and greed be softened. May our interdependent web, frayed and full of holes, be rewoven with love at the center. May we know our tremendous power to do that work with each other, and for our beautiful world. In the name of the great love that passes all understanding, amen. Let us now hold silence together for a few minutes. And let the gentle coos of babes fill our ears with sound. Please join now in singing again, Voice Still and Small.
Our reading this morning is part of a reflection written by the Unitarian Universalist minister, Reverend Victoria Stafford, entitled, "Why Do You Come, John?" I knew a man once who came to church every Sunday. You might find nothing remarkable in this, but think of it, man who came every single Sunday. And it was not that he lacked other things to do. I knew him only in the later years of his life, a birthright Unitarian, a retired geologist who, when he was not at church, served as a volunteer for Amnesty International, for the local food bank, for the American Civil Liberties Union, for the Family Planning Clinic, for the AIDS Project, and for the Unitarian Universalist district that we were part of, and for a splendid community chorus. Busier than any of us still holding full-time jobs, he was committed, effective, and clear about what he could and would be in his own standards and should contribute to the cause that he cared for, the world and the people that he cared for. But what set him apart from all of us was that he came every single Sunday, and because of hearing loss, more than any sense of his own importance, he sat in the front row. Why do you come, John, in all kinds of weather, when you're well and when you're not, and when you like the guest speaker and when you know you won't? Why do you come every Sunday? I asked him not long before he died. His answer was straightforward. I come, he said, because somebody might miss me if I didn't. And he said it not in a way that was arrogant at all, but generously and honestly. He was the kind of person who saw it as his duty and his privilege to welcome newcomers on Sunday mornings. not because he needed more friends for himself. The man was 80 years old with a lifetime of friends and colleagues and acquaintances to spare. He did not come because he wanted to evangelize the visitors or grow the church. On the contrary, he loved and missed the tiny congregation that the church was when he joined in 1955. He felt a little lost with so many new faces, a little sad at all of the changes. He greeted people as they came in, and he steered them towards the minister, and the coffee pot, and the Sunday school, and the guest book, and the pledge cards, and the sign-up sheets, because he felt that it was the right thing to do and the only thing he could do. When people came into our home, when people come into your home, you welcome them, as if nothing in that matter is more important. We work hard on Sunday mornings, and he got up on Sundays expecting to work hard to make others feel at home. He came with that in mind, and he was right. After he died, we missed him when he didn't come. And you know what happened? The Sunday after his memorial, someone new who had never met John and now never would have the chance to walked right in and sat down in the empty space in the front row. The whole family just sat right down as if they owned the place, as if they had arrived and had every right to be there, as if we were glad to see them. Two new women from town and their toddler and their baby came hoping that there was room, and John himself would have been delighted. When we give, we say yes to something we value. And in this congregation, we take up an offering each week to say yes to the values of our UU faith, and yes to this beloved community. You may place your offering in the plate as it passes, or you can give to the church via Venmo. There's a QR code in your order of service. If you do give via Venmo, please make sure you write one of two things in the memo line. If it's your contribution to the annual pledge to support the church, please write pledge in the memo line. Otherwise, write plate in the memo line. Please give as you are able. Today's offering will be greatly received. Our offering today is Chinese proverb, also known as Where There Is Light, by Shannon Durant and arranged by Jason Shelton.
Thank you, choir. Beautiful as always. Today is a very exciting day, as I've already said. This morning we are welcoming new members into our congregation by having them sign the membership book. So there is an insert in your order of service that you will all need for this special ritual. And I'd like to invite up our new members to come up here along with the fellowship committee as I read their names aloud. Our new members will be Josh Adelson, Kim Collins, Laura Lynch, Steve Lynch, Kaylin Nelson, and Mackenzie Nelson. I also want to name Lisa Redburn, who couldn't be here today. She officially joined by signing the book last Sunday, so next time you see her, welcome her to the church. She couldn't be here today. All right, so we gather this morning to welcome those who wish to make First Parish Kingston their spiritual home. Those becoming members today have been attending services and programs, have learned about the history, theology, and governance of the church and of Unitarian Universalism, and have given some thoughtful consideration to their involvement here. Fellowship Committee, where's the rest of your team, Christina? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm moving too fast. That's quite all right. We do? Yeah? Great. Byron, would you like to join us also? Please, Byron is a last-minute addition to our program today, and we welcome him. Byron Shoemaker, come on down. Join this august group to your right. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to start over because I feel like now we're assembled and I jumped the gun. So, from the insert, we gather this morning to welcome those who wish to make First Parish Kingston their spiritual home. Those becoming members today have been attending services and programs, have learned about the history, theology, and governance of this church and Unitarian Universalism, and have given some thoughtful consideration to their involvement here. I have it. Yep, go ahead. Yeah, go.
By signing the book, you claim a proud heritage of religious and spiritual freedom. You commit not only to your own spiritual growth, but also to affirm the spiritual growth of others who share this path. We are a church community that is bound by our covenant with each other rather than by any expectation of belief. By this action today, you freely join your lives with ours, promising your time, your talents, and your treasure to this church and to the Unitarian Universalist faith that we love.
Thank you. Now I invite each of you to step forward and sign the membership book. That can stay there. I'm going to go this way. Wait, it's a traffic jam up here. So the fellowship committee has a little gift for each of you that they're going to hand out now. And some flowers. We're not done. We're never done. Now, I invite all of you, our current members, to read the welcome that is printed in your insert. Go ahead. You got it. Lead them off, Ruthie. Take it away. Thank you. And now to our newest members, if you will.
We commit to be part of the spiritual life of First Parish Church, Kingston. We promise to speak honestly, to act with compassion, to love without prejudice, to live with integrity, and to respond creatively to the demands of justice. We pledge to support this congregation as we are able with our hearts, our hands, our talents, and our resources.
And now let us all say together, in our shared lives together at First Parish Church, Kingston, may we become more effective instruments of service, voices for justice, peace, reason, and compassion, and a community that honors life in all its diversity. May our common ministries be fruitful. May our commitment, our presence, and our love endure. Amen. Hooray! Welcome our new members. And stay up here for just another second. As we invite our newest folks into our fold, it seems right and fitting to also take a moment and honor those who have been nurturing the life and service of this congregation the longest. So, if all of you sitting in the pews, if you've been a member here for at least 5 years, raise your hand. Okay. If you've been a member for at least 10 years, keep your hand up. 20 years. 30 years. Keep it up. 30 years. 40 years. Yeah, keep them up. Don't put them down. 40 years. Anyone 40 years? Yep. Anyone 50 years? 50 years? Is it just Lil or is there anyone else? I think it's just... All right, if you're a 40-year person, keep your hand up too. You deserve a flower. Yeah, make sure you get the knees. 50 years. Lil, congratulations on over 50 years of membership in this congregation. Lil, how many years has it actually been? 85! Well, I knew she was the only one that was probably north of 50, so yeah, she should get all the flowers. Congratulations to you, Lil, and congratulations to all of us on this wonderful day. On behalf of the generations of families who've passed through these doors, on behalf of the many ministers who've served this congregation, and on behalf of the many whose lives have been touched by the work of this congregation, thank you, all of you, for being a part of making this a beloved community, and especially all of you who will help us continue our work in the world. So congratulations to all. Thank you so much. You can go sit. Well, that's just wonderful, isn't it? Isn't it great? This is why, of all of my favorite Sundays, this is one of the top. So thank you all for participating in that. And thank you, Fellowship Committee, for all the organizing and the gifts and the flowers and everything you do every Sunday to welcome all of our newcomers. So I want to give a little shout out to the Fellowship Committee. Thank you. So, to our newest members, welcome again to First Parish. We're so glad you've decided to join us. We're here because we know the importance of a spiritual community. Being part of a fellowship of people that share our values helps us to make sense of the world. And boy, does the world need some sense right now. So, as your minister, I am here to help you along the path of figuring out your values and living them into the world. And this is the work that each of us have to do, but as a community, we support each other to do. As your minister, I also have other important responsibilities to each of you individually and also to the collective whole of this congregation. So as I was thinking about what message I wanted to offer today, it occurred to me that some of you newer folks and some of you who perhaps have been here for a while might not know or have ever really thought about when you should call on me, when and how I can be there to help, and how do you know if it's one of those times? I will say this is not a new sermon topic. Every minister I know has preached this sermon or is planning to at some point, because anyone who is a member of a church anywhere carries ideas in their own heads. Some of those ideas are examined, some are not, about who the minister is and exactly what her job is. And like most things, if the truth isn't stated clearly, people can come to some conclusions on their own, and sometimes those are wacky conclusions. So, none of you, of course, everybody else. But I will say that in my few years here in this congregation, many of you sometimes have expressed that you don't know when it's okay to call me. And that's okay, but instead of checking it out, you often assume you should not bother me, that it's not okay. And then I find out later through the grapevine, often days later, when something has happened. Now, I will say you don't have to call me. It's not a requirement that you tell me every event that happens in your life. And please don't tell me every event that happens in your life. But as a fellow member of this community, what happens to all of you all the 6 other days of the week is very, very important to me. So if you're ever wondering if I care, the answer to that question is always yes, always. So let me start this list of when to call your minister by saying this: you're not ever bothering me with your problems, okay? You're not bothering me with your problems. You're not taking me away from more important responsibilities, because you are my most important responsibility. Capiche? Okay. Now, all of that said, there are times, maybe I shouldn't be your first phone call. So at the end of this, I will also include some examples of maybe when not to call me. But first, and more importantly, when should you call your minister? And for the record, this also includes emailing and texting, not just calling. The first bunch of examples is the most important. When you're experiencing any kind of personal problem, including job loss, struggles with family or a relationship, addiction issues, yours or someone else's, a new medical diagnosis of some kind, or any kind of mental health or other health struggles, call me. When someone close to you dies or is critically ill, call me. When you have an important choice to make about a relationship, about your career, about reproductive or other health choices, or any other big decision where you need support, call me. When you're at a transition or turning point in your life, we all have those moments, and often they are painful and unplanned, call me. When your conscience is troubling you, when you feel sad, especially if you can't name the source of the sadness, call me. When you need encouragement, when you need a prayer or a blessing, or maybe you just want a hug, call me. So basically, any major or minor life event that troubles you, that makes you sad, that makes you feel alone or scared, I am here for all of that and more. Not only because I love you and I want to help you, but also because it can be really helpful to talk out your thoughts and feelings with someone a little bit more objective than a spouse or family member. My meetings with you are confidential, where you can give voice to the things that scare you the most. Because many of us, I would say almost all of us, feel that we need to be strong for others when we're struggling, right? We need to be strong, and it can be really hard to be vulnerable. But you can do that with me, especially when you feel like you can't do it with anyone else. So that's the first most important list. Here's another batch of examples for when to call me. If you're having a hard time finding your way in church, whether you're struggling to make friends or you want to get involved and you don't know how, or if someone says something that hurts your feelings and you need help figuring out how to have a conversation with somebody, this actually goes for inside and outside church. I'm here for all of that. There is one caveat though. If you're hoping I will take your problem and go solve it for you, I'm not going to do that. If you're hoping you can tell me what the person said and I'm going to go talk to them for you, I'm not going to do that either. I will happily facilitate a conversation between you and them, but I'm not going to take your problem and solve it for you. So please don't call me for that. If you have a question about Unitarian Universalism, if I preached a sermon you didn't like or confused you, or side note, if I preached a sermon you did like, call me too. If there's something about worship that you don't understand, if you're struggling to reconcile your religious upbringing with your current evolving faith, I know a lot of you are somewhere on that spectrum. If you have questions, if you have theological ponderings, if you want to talk about the meaning of life or the meaning of death, if you want to chat about the Bible or some other kind of sacred text, if you want to start reading the Bible or some other kind of sacred text and you have no idea how to start, if you want to know what I believe and ask me a bunch of questions about my faith, if you want support in your emerging belief that God is alive, or your emerging belief that God is dead, or your emerging belief that God is a fluffy pink teddy bear. I'm here for all of that. I am, really, seriously. That would be a fun conversation. I'm also not here just for problems and struggles. If you have something to celebrate, let me know. If you have a new job, a new relationship, especially if you're wondering when to bring them to church, if you've hit some kind of milestone, if you've improved your health, paid off some debt, had a therapy breakthrough, healed a relationship, if your garden is thriving, if you've improved your pickleball game, if you finally finished reading War and Peace, I mean, that book is long, so that is definitely something to celebrate. Call me. If you're ready to get married and you want me to officiate, call me. If you want to become a member of the church, call me. If you want to make a donation to the church, large or small, call me. If you want to remember the church in your estate planning, call me. If you love this church, if you love being a part of it and you just want to call me and tell me that, what should you do? Call me. Thank you. Thank you. And there's a couple more. Again, it's a very long list. If I do something in worship or elsewhere that drives you batty, please tell me. Please, please tell me. Don't go telling everybody else and not tell me. Tell me. I can promise you I can take it. As long as you're willing to come and tell me, I will listen and respond. So please talk to me. If I hurt your feelings, I am likely not aware that I have done it, because if I am aware, I will apologize. So if I hurt your feelings or did something to offend you, please tell me so I can apologize and make it right. Again, don't go telling other people and not telling me, because would you want someone to do that to you? I asked that question. If something else we do here rubs you the wrong way, I may ask you to bring your feedback to the appropriate person, but you can start with me, and I'll help you figure it out. If you have a new idea about something that you want to share, call me. I can't guarantee I'm going to do it, but I'll listen. If you notice, this one's important actually, let me slow down. If you notice harmful behavior by another church member, whether to you or someone else, whether it's rudeness, bullying, or anything inappropriate, please, I should be your first phone call, or text, or email, or pull me aside at coffee hour. Okay, I got a couple more. If you had to miss church for a while due to travel or work or illness and you just want to catch up and figure out what's going on, call me. If you're having a hard time financially and you could use a little support, I have a ministerial discretionary fund for a reason. Call me. If you want to go ahead and plan your funeral so your kids and grandkids will know what you want after you are gone, call me. And seriously, I wish more people did this. I really do. I've seen it time and time again where nothing is left behind, no instructions or anything, and the family is so full of grief that they just can't wrap their head around how to plan that service. So think about what you want. Come meet with me and we'll talk about it together. We can write it all down. You can even leave a copy of it with me. So if, God forbid, I am the one planning your celebration of life with your family, I'll know what you want too. I really can't stress that enough. I wish more people did that. So that covers a lot of ground. But just in case, I'll say, if I didn't specifically mention something that you're thinking about right now and you're wondering if it's included on the list, why don't you call me and we'll figure it out. Simple. Now here's the fun part where I get to tell you all the reasons you shouldn't call me. These are in no particular order. If you're running for office and you want a public endorsement from me or the church, don't call me. We don't do that. If you can't figure out how to run the dishwasher, please don't call me. The instructions are pasted right there on the cupboard. Figure it out or call somebody else. If you can't find your copy of the directory and you need someone's email address or phone number at 11 o'clock at night, please don't call me. Please don't. Don't text me either, I ask. If you can't find the extra toilet paper, please don't call me. None of these things have actually happened here, but they could, and so I feel like it's important to name them. If you think our website or our social media pages are just not up to snuff, please don't call me and tell me that, unless you are willing to volunteer yourself for our new website and social media team, and then please call me, seriously, because it's just me and Kathy Scully doing this, and we got a lot of other things to do. If you can't decide on whether to make a cake or a pie for the chocolate auction, don't call me. But if you want to give me a cake or a pie, if you want to complain about something or someone, but not actually commit to talking to that person or doing anything to resolve the situation, if you really just want to complain and be told that you're right and nothing else, please don't call me. Call a friend. That's what friends are for. Friends are there to tell you you're right and they're wrong. I am there to help you find a solution to the problem. So if you're not committed to actually solving the problem, please call someone else. And thank you for your understanding. If you're on a bad date and looking for a way to get out of it, don't call me. But if you want to tell me about the bad date later, that's fine. I'll listen. If you want to set me up with your son or grandson or friend or cousin, please don't call me. I mean, I love you and thank you, but please don't call me, please. I don't need that kind of help, thank you. If you're going to have to start your sentence with, I know it's your day off, but please don't call me, unless it's a true emergency. A real emergency deserves a phone call at any time of day or night. Otherwise, please don't call me. And by the way, Mondays are my Sabbath days. Mondays are the days where if you don't have to call me, please don't. If you want to negatively compare something I do with the way a former minister did it, please don't call me. You can share that with yourselves. I don't really need or want that feedback. Thank you so much. And finally, if the answer to your question can be found with a very simple Google search, please don't call me. Yes? Okay? Okay, thank you for listening to that. I hope that was helpful. And please remember, despite that whole last section about when not to call me, that you are truly not bothering me with your problems. You really are not. You are not taking me away from more important responsibilities because you are my most important responsibility. And I will also add, I'm not clairvoyant. I'm not a mind reader. I don't just suddenly sense when something happens and respond. I'm not Superman. Like I need to know. People need to tell me things. I'm not going to know unless you tell me. So keep that in mind. So please, call your minister. Tell me when you need me, and I will be there. That is literally why I am here. Sound good? May it be so, and amen.
Before we sing our closing hymn, we have a few announcements. If you're visiting us today, we invite you to join us across the street after service for our coffee hour in the Beale House. It's over there. Follow the herd of people. You'll find it. We encourage you to check out our info island and welcome you to sign up for our newsletter to learn about more of who we are. We are, let's try those words again. All are invited to participate in the listening session today after coffee hour, hosted by our governing board discussing the Goben Stair mural in Sampson Hall. We are also currently searching for a new church sexton to take over the job of Paul Frangello, who moves to Florida next month. There was info in the newsletter this week with a link to the posting online that will continue to run. Please check it out or share it with anybody who you think might be interested in the position. And finally, our collection effort for the Matthew Mission Pantry have been slowing down a bit lately. So just a reminder that we are collecting all kinds of pasta and spaghetti sauce, and we encourage you all to contribute to that collection. And there are collection bins over in the Beale House. So now, please rise in body or in spirit to sing our closing hymn, Sing Out Praises for the Journey, which is number 295 in the gray hymnal.
As we extinguish our chalice, know that we walk this path of life together. So may we rejoice in our belonging to this community and commit ourselves every day to the work of peace. Go in peace with love for yourselves and each other. Amen.